Hey guys, welcome back to part 9 on what if Ash was never late. I hope you guys enjoyed the videos I'm making. Make sure I hope you continue on this journey with me. So let's get back to the video right about now. As our heroes are just relaxing, taking a small break after their long journey ahead, and we find out that Giselle is trying to get Slowpoke to do some training a bit, trying to feel out Slowpoke's Pokemon battle style, but quickly found that it's quickly in interest in battles. And not only that, Giselle needs a couple convincing on Slowpoke to battle, which is enough on her part, but eventually they do. But unfortunately, once the battle really gets moving, Slowpoke simply goes off somewhere and quickly is uninterested in the battle, which makes Giselle a bit more angry towards the Pokemon here. And also we found out that Jessica and Tracey don't exactly get along because simply Giselle doesn't trust Tracey here, and Tracey wants to find out about her and more of her Pokemon so that he could sketch out and quickly does his own research note, hoping that his hero professor could approve him as an assistant. But Giselle simply scores off that this kid could never be a lab assistant, and this hurts Tracy's confidence. But unfortunately, lucky for him, he had Ash by himself to calm down the heated argument, which gets Ash a bit annoying. But unfortunately, the arguing is forcibly halted as a very wild, powerful Snorlax appeared, and it seems to devour all the fruits that have been walking on the evening. And Snorlax begins on eating every last food they had for a few months, and Ash and Giselle quickly hurried and sending out their Pokemon. And Tracey doesn't attempt to join in because he's unsure that his Pokemon could handle this clubbing either here, meaning that Ash and Giselle needs to be the one to take out Snorlax before it consumes all their food here. As Ash sends out Mark and Giselle simply Electro Buzz to battle, and the two command for a powerful Poison Jab and Electro Punch. As the two move collide towards Snorlax, it quickly stops what it's doing and doesn't feel comfortable from the two Pokemon. It's just attack and disturbing its eating, which leaves Snorlax to be in a food rage and quickly goes for a powerful body slam towards the two, and this move nearly knocks out both of their Pokemon, leaving Ash and Giselle to question how strong is the Snorlax truly is, forcing both of them to actually take the situation much more serious than expected, allowing them to survive more devastating blows from the powerful giant. But unfortunately, it doesn't cause them any amount of damage to affect Snorlax here. The only effective move that it seems to face Snorlax is Giselle's Electro Buzz's Break move, and Ash simply grits his teeth, regretting not to bring Primate with him. But unfortunately, it doesn't matter in this situation. Unfortunately, Snorlax is such a devastating Pokemon. It knocked out two of their Pokemon pretty easily. But unfortunately, Mark does have using its hidden second ability from Poison Jab, leaving Snorlax to be poisoned in the battle, which gets Ash and Giselle pretty confident for the next Pokemon they tend to throw now. Ash sends out Scyther here, and Giselle simply sends out her more experienced Pokemon, Kangaskhan, and with the goes much more differently because Snorlax is being slowly drained out from itself thanks to the poison. And once Ash attempted to throw his Pokeball, but surprisingly it doesn't seem to catch Snorlax, and it simply uses the move Rest and heals all its health, and not just all of its health, it gets rid of the poison, meaning that Ash and Giselle has to rely on undamaging a bit, but they need to quickly worry that they need to finish it now before Snorlax could use rest. But luckily, since Snorlax is in a sleep, allowing them to take more the opportunity to do some damage. But unfortunately, once Snorlax finally wakes up and unleashes a powerful hyper beam, meaning this move managed to knock down both of the Pokemon yet again. And Ash is thinking way back in his Pokemon League when he battles Richie's Snorlax and thinking this Pokemon is pretty tanky. Maybe I should really thinking of adding it into my team. Maybe it could help me win in the Pokemon Champion. But unfortunately, Ash and Giselle quickly sends out Venusaur and Giselle to send out Golem here, and because of the two powerhouses of both of their respective teams, this allows them to be a more favorable match type, as Golem is used as a offensive war thanks to being a rock type, being able to resist most of Snorlax's moves, and Venusaur is slowing down Snorlax with moves like Leech Seeds and a Giga Drain to slowly wear down Snorlax. And thanks to this combination, this leads Snorlax to be damaged in this type. Snorlax attempted to use rest, but unfortunately Ash quickly throws a Pokeball, and with this Ash managed to capture Snorlax, having a very powerhouse Pokemon, but in the course of needing to feed throughout the journey. And Ash doesn't know he could do that, as both of them look the rest of the food and realizing half of the food are gone immediately, which devastates both of them. Yeah. Once the threat has been dealt with, Giselle simply glares at Tracey here and quickly shouts out that Tracey did nothing throughout the situation, and Tracey points out that he couldn't do anything compared to the two because frankly he doesn't have strong Pokemon capable of helping them in the battle, and Giselle simply stops him, and that's the problem. You did nothing. You could have done something to help us there. What if the Pokemon ate everything that we had and we had to have nothing throughout the journeys? And this begins an argument, pointing fingers and jabbing each other, but Giselle is digging in Tracey the most, pointing out he's been a wasteful throughout the journey. But Giselle points out that all he does all day is sketch in that stupid book of his and ask stupid and annoying questions all day. He does nothing. All he is just waiting for Ash to get to the islands and battle one until they get back to the professor. That's all he does, just waits all day. And this comment leaves Tracey to be much more hurtful, and Ash quickly steps in, being the peacemaker and forcing them to stop arguing and to cool off. This leads Giselle even more ahead that Ash keeps defending him, but she goes off and cools down a bit, and Tracey is actually been hurt by Giselle's words, and Ash simply comforts Tracey. It's okay, Giselle is just being herself. She is being a bit of a challenge to talk to, but Tracey points out Giselle is right. All he's doing is nothing throughout. All he's doing is just waiting Ash to battle the gym leaders and just waiting on him to return back to Professor Oak. He needs to do more for the group, and he asks Ash for helping on his Pokemons and battles, and Ash agrees to this, wanting to cheer up his friend and also wanting to help Tracey, leading Ash to coach Tracey here for the next few days here. A few days has passed for the group, but once Tracey and Ash starts battling for a practice battle, this leads Tracey to get some more being experienced and eat deeper in the battles, allowing Tracey to grow even more than when he tried to attempt himself alone, allowing Tracey to get some crucial information and a few more experience on its belt. But unfortunately, their battle is forced to wait here because a Rhydon is rampaging throughout the forest because one of their Pokemon accidentally shot in there. Unfortunately, most of their Pokemon are already tied from their practice battle, leaving no other choice except for one, for Ash here, for sending out Snorlax. But unfortunately, it's already half asleep, meaning that the two quickly need to wake up Snorlax to help them. But once Rhydon quickly charges in Snorlax with a powerful Gyro, this leads these two shocked. But unfortunately, once they open their eyes, they realize Snorlax hasn't been hit by the drill. He's actually been holding on Rhydon's horn here with its bare hand, and this leads Snorlax to lift up the rhinoceros Pokemon and unleashes a powerful hyper beam, knocking out Rhydon here. And this leads Tracey as pretty shocked by Snorlax's power here. But once the threat is over, Snorlax quickly goes back to sleep. And realizing the situation, Ash quickly realizes this is a good practice on Tracey's practice on catching Pokemon. Tracey is hesitant on catching this Pokemon, but Ash points out that Tracey is complaining that none of his Pokemon has reached into that certain level yet, and Tracey has no objection to this throughout Ash's argument. So he simply throws his Pokeball and he caught it pretty simply. And Tracey thinks to himself, Snorlax has some power underneath the sleep that he had. That's how their journey sets out for the day. Until the next day, however. Once Ash and Negan have finally arrived to the next destination on Ash's third gym challenge, meeting the guy named Rudy. And Rudy tries to charm Giselle just like Misty in the original, but unfortunately this doesn't seem to affect on Ash because Ash and Giselle only been traveling a few weeks. But this does lead Ash to be frustrating, just wanting this guy to do their challenge already. And Rudy accepted some regardless because he is responsible for being the gym leader. And it's a pretty simple one. After they do the little showcase shooting down targets, and Aerodactyl is the one they don't listen to because yet again Aerodactyl is annoyed that Ash isn't taking him actual battle, and it's annoyed by this, and Aerodactyl won't listen Ash for the rest of the day here. But the second challenge finally comes because Ash did pass the first challenge, and it's a quite simple one. Ash needs to point out 3 Pokemon typing, and both of them were sent out the same Pokemon type, and Ash quickly thinks out the Pokemon that he wants, and quickly realizes that it's going to be one as Pokemon because he knows he made Aerodactyl mad towards it, meaning Ash will go with one as Pokemon, but he grins, pointing out there's a few Pokemon he really wants to try out. So he asked Rudy for a fairy type, a poison type, and a bug Pokemon type. And Rudy is surprised by Ash's very different typing, thinking that he will probably use the common types like fire and water and grass type Pokemon. But it seems that it's going to be a hard challenge for Rudy, but regardless he accepts the term here. And once the two finally have their battle, both Rudy and Ash sends out their bug Pokemon first, as Ash sends out Scyther and Rudy sends out Venomoth, and the two bug Pokemon clash one another as Scyther uses its speed towards its advantage, moving in fast and uses a powerful slash attack, while Venomoth attempted to win the battle with powder moves like poison powder and keep himself away with a powerful bug buzz. But unfortunately, Scyther seems to be used to this tactic because he's been practicing battle with Magia because it wanted a revenge towards Mug, and because of this, Scyther has a little tolerance from the poison, allowing Scyther to win for Ash, leaving Ash the worst point here. Ash sends out Lapras and Ruby sends out Kingdra for the battle. Even though Lapras is slightly more powerful than Seadra, but there's one key problem. Lapras is the one Pokemon in Ash's body has the least experience in actual battles. The only practice battles that Lapras had is a practice, and even though Lapras has getting better, but unfortunately Lapras has reached her limits. And knowing that Ruby and Seadra are the better pair because they've been through a lot and the experience gap between them. And with this fact in mind, Seadra once year leaving Lapras her first loss year, and Ash quickly returns her Pokeball thanking it for the battle. And the third chance will be Ash sending Mark and Ruby sending out Tentacruel. And because of Ash thinking he could use Mark, his body is advantage, but unfortunately Mark is facing an opponent with perhaps a weirder body than Mark here. Not really, but still very challenging for Mark to grapple the very squishable Tentacruel. And this is actually a hard battle for Mark here because it seems to unable to find a good opening because of Tentacruel's many arms to push away Markia, and also the water typing allowing it to have the advantage when it's out of the surface area going around Markia. But luckily over time Mark does put out Tentacruel, meaning that Ash wins and Ash gets his third gym badge and winning the Spike Shell badge.
It's been a day for our heroes as they try to attempt to fall asleep here and prepare for the next journey ahead. But in the midst of the night, someone seems to sneak into the camp and manage to grab something. Luckily, Giselle, even being a light sleeper and uncomfortable sleeping in the forest, quickly noticed everyone immediately and finding out it seems to be a Team Rocket member. Not just a Rocket member, but an admin seemingly took something from them and point out how he's grabbing onto the G as well. And Ash and Giselle and Tracey is a bit of a panic as they promise Professor O to keep it safely. And now this guy seems to have it now, and immediately the admin sends out its Crobat to battle, which immediately sends our heroes to sending out their Pokemon. Even Tracey is participating the battle here. Unfortunately for our heroes, they never seen a Crobat before, leaving the admin to have an advantage in the air, launching a powerful Brave Bird and a powerful Sludrum, keeping them in the distance. But unfortunately, he's facing Ash and Giselle, two trainers that have fought in the leads and also earn 8 badges, seeming like they're having a better advantage noticing Crobat's movement. But unfortunately the admin didn't come alone yet, as a bunch of Team Rocket members finally appear and sitting out their battle, noticing this is a much more harder battle for them, as some of them send out the rest of their Pokemon. But unfortunately the admin seems to make his run away here, but unfortunately Ash is not gonna let him go with the GS1, anyone leaving his trusty Pokemon here to defend his friend's Venusaur and quickly chase after the admin here, leaving just had to be frustrated because he's left around defending them with Tracey here, to her annoyance here. As we go back to Ash here, Ash seems to stop the admin in his track with his trusty Aerodactyl on his back and jumping over here, and the admin simply has no other choice but to stop Ash from chasing him, sending out his other Pokemon here, a powerful Ursaring here. And Ash is unsure about this Pokemon because it's the first time he's seeing an Ursaring and fighting against it, and quickly realized this Ursaring is pretty strong at managing to push off Aerodactyl for a moment as with a powerful hammer on, but luckily Aerodactyl is a much more wilder Pokemon than Ursaring, being born in the ancient time in the Pokemon board where Aerodactyl seems to be the top predator. And because of this, Aerodactyl seems to put down ushering and able to handle himself pretty well. But unfortunately, once ushering does a much more damage, meaning Aerodactyl is pushed the edge again and unable to control itself as it simply attacks everything in its sight. It is enraged, and as he seems lost control again, forcing him to return Aerodactyl for the moment and sending out his next Pokemon. Even though he doesn't have a top Pokemon that could handle us, but he knows a Pokemon that could do the job well done as he sends out Markia for battle. But as we plan out that Giselle and Tracey are managing to put away some of the admin, but noticing some of the Pokemon are really struggling here because it seems like Giselle's executor is being put in by one of the Team Rocket members' Pokemon here. And Giselle is unable to send other Pokemon because one simply popped out in the midst, revealing to be Slowbro here. And not only that, Giselle seems to try to call it back, but Silver seems to disobey Giselle, and the admin thinks this is a good opportunity as all of them try to attack Slowbro. He also attempted to protect it, but it seems like the Slowpoke seems to glow its eyes, unleashing a powerful psychic blast to every Team Rocket member, seeming to be that Slowbro seems to save everyone for the moment, while Giselle and Tracey seems a bit shocked by this. And Tracey realizes that as he's still abandoning the admin alone, he quickly dashes towards the two as Giselle seems to try her best to regroup the rest of her Pokemon and Ash's and Tracey's Pokemon here. And once we plan back, as Ash managed to defeat the Ursa with Mug's powerful poison jab, knocking their Pokemon down, but the admin seems to not be in a too of a hurry or worried for the moment as he sends back his and the third Pokemon, noticing its Crowberry is returning from a far distance, sending out his powerful magma, and after a powerful flamethrower towards Markia, knocking out, leading Ash to return it and really think he has no other Pokemon that could handle magma. Maybe Scyther, but its typing will be a disadvantage. Clefairy is not sure he could take out this aggressive magma, and not only that, he has Snorlax who is powerful enough to perhaps take out magma, but he knows that Snorlax is already realizing Ash is in big trouble as the Team Rocket admin commands magma to kill Ash with a flamethrower, but luckily the flames seems to be blocked by Tracey's Rhydon here. And Tracey, realizing that Ash is in a deep situation as he commands Rhydon to do a powerful draw run, knocking the magma out. And not only that, the Team Rocket member seems to lose the GS ball, and noticing it's slow floating away towards Tracey and Ash, revealing that Venom Math has been using Psychic to grab the Pokeball. And realizing the situation he quickly calls Crow back and quickly rides on him, making his getaway here. Once the Team Rocket disappeared deep in the forest, Ash quickly thanks Tracey for his help, and Tracey says no problem, giving Ash the GS ball, and Ash quickly noted himself they need to be more careful here, as Giselle simply appear in front of the boys and apologizing Tracey and saying how sorry she is, saying how loses is Tracey, and Tracey simply replies, it's not a big of a problem. Thanks to your harsh words, I'm able to do something for one. As the two singers and Giselle actually is praising Tracey's one of his sketches because it does look good, and this is where we're gonna end for the journey here as our heroes continue on the next destination.
As our heroes reach to the next destination, but unfortunately for Ash, he meets the trainer with a very strong Polyraptor, the same one that defeated Ash's Charizard here, but Ash does have Charizard here, but he does have Aerodactyl here, and the battle begins. It goes well for Ash at first, but unfortunately, once Polly has the upper hand, Aerodactyl is really losing here, which causes it to lose control, and Ash is unable to control Aerodactyl, which gives Poliwrath and his trainer a big opening here and defeating Aerodactyl with ease here. In this video, just like in the anime here, when Aerodactyl is frozen by Poliwrath, his ice beam attack, and Ash simply warms it up here. This allows Aerodactyl to calm down a bit, and Ash promised that no matter what happens to him, he will take care of him. And this is where Ash's compassion hits through Aerodactyl's aggression and being a very powerful Pokemon. And this causes for them to have a training, but it's much more different. This time it's much more of Aerodactyl's rage control here, allowing Aerodactyl, just like how Charizard will listen to Ash, Aerodactyl will always listen to Ash and let his rage control for the meantime. The next day follows as usual for our heroes here, as they made their way to the final destination for Ash's 4th badge here, and noticing a very red-headed woman here, noting it's the gym leader here, but unfortunately the gym leader mistaken Ash for her son, allowing her to embrace Ash, and after separating for clarifying it's clearly not her boy, and after an embarrassing laugh from Giselle and Tracey, Ash challenge her for her badge, and Luna here accepts the kid's challenger. And weirdly, the gym is a weird high between a battle and a hot spring here, but it doesn't matter for Ash because he's here for his gym badge here. As Luna sends out her very powerful Alakazam and Marowak to battle, while Ash sends out Aerodactyl here and Lapras here. Weirdly enough, Ash did face these Pokemons before, one from Gary from their previous battle, and one with Marowak. Even though it's a different species altogether, it still battles the same out just because what, meaning Ash will have an inside knowledge from Luna's Pokemon, and Ash will take this to advantage, using one of Alakazam's one weakness here. It's very weak to physical attack, commanding Aerodactyl to charge in for a powerful winged aerial ace. And thanks to Aerodactyl's very speedy bulk, allowing it to crash into Alakazam, doing major damage, but Luna simply used Alakazam's teleport move to get himself distant away from Aerodactyl, and Marowak simply charges in, using its club to its vengeance with a powerful thunder punch, and this does do some damage to Aerodactyl, but luckily it's been through a harder battle because of it, and simply shrugs off and continue its battle with a powerful crunch attack, crunching down Marowak's head here, allowing Lapras to have a big opening here and launching a powerful water pulse towards Marowak. But unfortunately, Alakazam is watching Marowak's back, allowing to stop the water pulse with its psychic abilities and launching back at Lapras here. Luna again attempted for Alakazam to another psychic attack. Unfortunately, Alakazam is being interrupted by Aerodactyl's crunch attack, allowing Lapras to recover, unleashing a powerful ice beam towards Alakazam, doing major damage towards it. But luckily, Marowak is able to be there, unleashing a powerful earthquake towards Lapras. But unfortunately, it doesn't affect his team to Aerodactyl being a flying type. But luckily, Alakazam could simply float in the air using the move Levitate to dodge the attack completely, releasing Lapras to take most of the damage. And thanks to that Alakazam has enough time to let itself free from Aerodactyl's clutches and launching a powerful Shadow Ball towards it. This leaving Aerodactyl and Lapras need to catch their breaths because of the intense battle. Ash quickly thinks what to do the next situation and quickly realizes something. He commands Aerodactyl to do a powerful impact towards Alakazam, but Lani simply grins at this because she could simply command Alakazam to teleport, and immediately Alakazam is simply teleported behind Aerodactyl, yeah. But unfortunately, Lapras unleashes a powerful Hydro Pump towards Alakazam, hitting it. And not only that, the momentum is carrying towards Aerodactyl here, and with the combination Hydro Pump pushing it further with a powerful Giga Impact. Luckily for it, has the ability Solid Head here, allowing to resist the recall move, leaving devastating damage towards Marowak, leading Ash the victor here and winning the Jade Star badge here. And this is where we're gonna end the episode here. What do you think of the midpoint of the Orange Islands? Do you like it, dislike it? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you leave a subscribe, bell for notification, and most importantly, subscribe so you can be notified at the final end of the Orange Island. Until next time, keep it humble. Peace.